Hi class, the next set of problems are going to require for us to basically use the order of operations. And in this case, you're looking at, well, parentheses to simplify, then exponents, then the following two are important. So you're going to be doing multiplication or division, whichever comes first from left to right, and then addition or subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. So let me just write it as from left to right. And then another type of problem that's going to show up here is problems associated with the distributive property. So for example, if you have a value A outside of a parentheses, this multiplies every value inside of the parentheses, giving you A, B, and the values of AC. So as we simplified expressions, you have to take care of order operations and also see if the distributive property applies to a particular problem. So let's take a look at the first example. Now, in this first example, we're going to be simplifying first inside of each of the actual parentheses. So we're supposed to simplify it here, and notice that on the first one, you can actually cancel the 3's. So this is equal to 1/4. And then on the second one, let me reduce the first fraction. So this will be 2 times 1 and 2 times 2 minus 1/2. And then we can cancel the common factors. And then we're actually left with 1/4 out of the first fraction. And then, well, we technically have a half left minus another half. This is from the first fraction that reduces. So we're looking at a 1/4 times technically the values of 0, and this one's going to give us 0. The second parentheses actually cancels out. So our final answer is simply 0. That's it for this one. We end up with a multiplication of 0. Let's take a look at the second problem. And on the second problem, we're just going to be using rules of exponents. So technically, this represents, well, 3/4 times 3/4 times 3/4, or 27 over the values of 64. That's going to be our final answer. Let's take a look at problem C. And in problem C, we're going to have to do exponents on the second fraction. So we're looking at 3/5 times, well, in this case, we're going to have the values of 2 times 2 over the values of 3 times 3. The reason that I'm expanding first is because of the cancellation of the 3's. And then on this one, we're left with, well, 4 over the values of 5, 4/5. Actually, wait, there's still a 3. So I forgot there's 3. So 5 times 3. Give me just a second. And I'm looking at this actual 3. So we're going to be left with the values of 4/15. And let me double check again. I almost missed that 3. And just in case you missed it, I was referring to that 3. Okay, in this case, that's actually it. Let's move on to the next one. And on this particular one, let me actually, merge the first two parentheses. We're applying the rules of operation. So in this case, multiplication comes first. But I'm just going to rewrite it as 3 times 4 over the values of 4 times 5. And then the division of the 1/2. And then what I'm going to do here is cancel the 4's. So we're left with 3/5 divided by a half, which is going to give us 3/5 times 2/1, or 6/5. Let's move on to problem E. And in problem E, what we could do here is apply the distributive property. Notice that that's going to be a 6, so multiply the 6 times each of these values. And don't reduce yet because they're going to cancel. So you would have 6 times 4/6 plus 6 times 8 over 2 times 3 happens to be 6. So notice that on this particular one, that is over 1, but the 6's cancel, the 6's cancel. So all of your fractions cancel out, and we're left with the values of 4 plus 8, or the values of 12. And that's actually it for these problems.